Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in on Wonder Dads Gaming. Good to be back here in the iRacing Fun League, and hope you guys are all going to enjoy this race. We are at Chicagoland Speedway for week 21. Kind of got the weeks messed up, so if you saw last week Indianapolis race, it said week 21. This should be week 21 tonight, and this is race number 3, I believe, in the Cup Series. So if you guys have been watching with us, thank you for coming back and watching our streams, our broadcasts. I appreciate you all for leaving a comment, saying hi. It's always fun to talk to you guys as the race goes on. Practice has just ended at Chicago. We're going to real quickly run down last week's results at Indianapolis, and then we'll move on forward to qualifying here in just a moment. And we haven't watched qualifying in a while, so we'll watch that here in just a second. But let's go ahead and show you guys last week's winner. Like I said, tonight we're at Chicagoland, mile and a half track. One of my hometown tracks. Haven't been here in forever because they took Chicagoland off the schedule, but I'm excited to see these guys race here tonight, and I wish we were racing here in real life as well. So let's go ahead and show you guys last week's winner, which was Matthew Heel. Congratulations, Matthew, on the win last week at Indianapolis. It was a great race. It was our first time back on the oval at Indianapolis in real life, and it was our fun league. Raced really well. I know Brandon Fiedler and Matthew were side by side for several laps, and they went back and forth trading positions several times throughout the race. I also went back and rewatched the race because I did a little bit of review video if you guys have watched that earlier. But on the very last lap, John Ledger in the third place position not got around, but he was side by side with second place of Brandon Fiedler in the end there. And they raced back to the line almost side by side. So the cars seemed real racy. Setup seemed pretty decent. And some of the guys traded positions here and there throughout the race. And it seemed like a really good race in the Fun League. The actual Indianapolis race in real life, it was okay. I watched it a little bit here and there. They still seem like they can't pass in real life, but I watched that race, and it seemed like our iRacing Fun League went a little bit better. But overall, Indianapolis as a whole is not a great track for NASCAR. I feel like the Xfinity Series has a way better track or races than the Cup Series. But anyways, I won't bore you guys. We'll move on. But just want to say congratulations to Matthew on the last week win at Indianapolis. Alrighty, P2 is going to be Brandon Fiedler, who I said was side by side. And if you look closely in that photo, you could see John's car in the background. I made these two separate photos. I could have made them one and got a different angle on it. But congrats to Brandon Fiedler on that podium finish, P2 last week at Indianapolis. And then also John Ledger comes home P3 right there in that 25 car. Great looking paint scheme, John. Love that Monster Energy number 25 Camaro. Cool looking paint scheme. But yeah, congrats to John also on that podium P3 finish last week at Indy. So there's your 1, 2, 3 guys last week. Here is the current point standings. This is after 2 races. Luke Mahone has the current point standings lead, and Brandon Fiedler second. David Galloway is third. Corey Goodall tied for third, and Steve Mormon fifth, and it looks like John Ledger sixth, Joe Tart tied for sixth, John Scheidrich is eighth, Jeff Laraway is ninth, and Eric Olson rounds out your top 10 right now in the current point standings. And then we'll go ahead and talk to you guys about the playoff standings here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get started and get on track to qualifying. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see if we can looks like the chat is up and going. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on track and get qualifying underway. So right now, Marshall Dugan is out there on track, and let's see if we can show him right there in that 45 car. And leave a comment, say hi, guys, as you pop in the video. We're going to go ahead and show you guys qualifying, which is underway right now. Wes Gallo in the 07 has the fastest lap in qualifying with a 31.13. Elliott Swope in the 33 car has the second fastest time. And right now we got Marshall Dugan on track qualifying. David Galloway Jr. in the number 27 is also qualifying. And we'll kind of just run through these cars that are on track at the moment. Right now it looks like Marshall Dugan has not put down a time yet. Let's go ahead and move on to Patrick Lucio in the 18 car. Haven't seen him out there in a while. Good to have you back, Patrick. And that is an awesome looking car. Love that paint scheme. That is the 18 Toyota Camry Money Lion on the hood there. Great looking car. So like I said, we are back at Chicagoland Speedway for the second time in the iRacing Fun League. And I think this is our first next-gen race here. I'm not sure if we did next-gen. Can't remember if we did next gens here or not. Last year we might have raced in the Xfinity season or series here, but this year it's on the Cup schedule in the iRacing Fun League. It's going to be an exciting race. All right, Marshall Dugan also on track, and Dugan has put down the 11th fastest time. He's 11th in qualifying right now. We got a couple new members out there tonight. Noah Longear is out there, along with Graham Nucky. I know Graham has raced in the iRacing Fun League before, but he has not raced with us, I believe, on the asphalt side. And Aaron Warren as well. Aaron's a new iRacing Fun League member out there tonight, so we'll show those guys off here in just a moment. We're about to go and get ready to grid on this race, so thank you for tuning in, guys. We're at Chicagoland Speedway, one of my favorite tracks on the schedule. So happy to be here. I am just been looking forward to this race all season long. It's one of my favorite tracks. I grew up not too far from here, and been to almost all the I've been to almost all the NASCAR Cup Series races here, except for like 3 races. I didn't go to the very first one where the Tropicana ball was rolling down the track in practice or qualifying. I missed that one. I was too young. But I've been to almost every single one, and I really do miss this track. It's a great track. Always had great times tailgating here with friends and family, and it's always been a good race to watch. So hope you guys enjoyed tonight. We're out here for 100 laps. It is a 1.5 mile track. It's 76 degrees here, Chicagoland Speedway, and we are in Joliet, Illinois. And let's go ahead and get on track and run through this iRacing starting grid here. So congrats to Wes Gallo, who qualified on the pole. We'll pull him up here in just a moment. He's in that 07 car. Elliott Swope qualified P2. Joe Tardif, who was last week's winner, he is starting in the 2nd place position. He's in that AMP Energy 88. That's a Dale Jr. looking paint scheme. Moving on back is Brandon Fiedler in the 4th place position. David Galloway will be starting in the 5th place. Graham Nucky is starting in the 6th place. Graham is from Australia. Good to have you out there, Graham. And good to thank you for joining us and racing us in the asphalt season. Jeffrey Bulk will be starting in the 7th place position, the number 55. Starting in the 8th place position is Bryn George. Starting 9th is Craig Bridge Jr. in the 94. Starting 10th is our new iRacing Fun League member, Noah Longear, in the number 8. Starting 11th is our good buddy, Marshall Dugan, who was up in the booth with us last week at Indianapolis. Starting 12th is Aaron Warren, another new iRacing Fun League member. And then starting in the 13th place position is Steve Morman in the 26 car. Starting 14th, Patrick Lucio. Good to have you back out there with us, Patrick. Good to see you. Starting 15th, Jeff Laraway in the number 71. Starting 16th, John Ledger in the number 25. Starting 17th, John Scheidrich III, 95. Starting 18th is Corey Goodall. And that should round out your starting lineup. I know Barney Sigmund was out there qualifying here just a moment. I think he's out there on track. I don't know if he actually gridded up or not, but Barney Sigmund starting 19th place position. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull up Wes Gallo and interview him real quick. Hey, Wes, it's David up in the booth. You got me? Hey, Wes, it's David. You got me?
I sure do. How goes it, bud?
Hey, man, congratulations on the pole. Put down a fast time there, and how you feeling tonight in this car at Chicagoland Speedway?
Well, I'm actually quite anxious. I legitimately haven't won a pole in any variety on this game in probably 3 to 4 years, so I'm weirdly nervous for this launch. But, yeah, I feel like the win's coming. Apparently I got some speed. Let's see if I can keep it on the long run and get Yahoo Toyota in victory lane with the boys.
Alrighty, well, thanks for talking with us, and congratulations on those bonus points and qualifying in the pole. Good luck out there. Maybe we'll talk to you later on, and hope you have a good race, Wes.
Appreciate it. Let's get it, boy.
Alrighty, good luck.
Yeah.
Alrighty, pace car is about to pull off here. Green flag in the air, and we are underway at Chicagoland Speedway for 100 laps. Wes Gallo on the inside of the 07 with Elliott Swope on the high side in that 33 car down into turn 1. It's Brandon Fiedler right behind Elliott in that 39. He's pushing him through turn 1 and 2, and we are underway. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys watching us here in the iRacing Fun League and on Wonder Dads Gaming as well. These cars are side by side most of the first lap here, but it's Wes Gallo who's going to lead lap number 1, and he'll get those bonus points. Look at the cars down at the bottom of the track here. That's Brandon Fiedler in the 39, and that number 8 car is our new iRacing Fun League member, Noah Longear. Noah, good to have you out there. And he's running that Kyle Busch, number 8 Lucas Oil paint scheme. And look at these cars looking real racy here at Chicagoland Speedway. Off to a great start. And as we mentioned earlier in the video, it was Joe Tardif who won here last year in that number 88 Mountain Dew paint scheme. That's a Dale Jr. throwback. And let's see if Joe Tardif can get it done here once again. But he's going to be one guy to watch, and he knows how to get done here at these 1.5 miles, and he had great success here in the iRacing Fun League. We'll see if he can get it done here, and we'll pull him up shorter or later on in this race. But look at Elliott Swope to the lead here. Elliott Swope, we haven't seen him in a while, but he's looking pretty fast out here tonight. He is going to take the lead, and he's going to lead a lap here and get those bonus points as well. So Wes Gallo falls back 1 spot to P2, and Elliott Swope is going to lead this race down into turn 1 on lap number 4. Elliott Swope has kind of missed a few races here and there throughout the season, but he is actually still in the playoffs. Let's see if we can pull that up real quick. He is right now 18th. He's in 18th. He fell back a little bit. He missed a couple races. Still looking to get every point he can to see if he can make the playoffs here this season. But we'll be watching him as this race goes on. But look at these cars. A little bit of contact between Wes Gallo and our new iRacing Fun League member Noah Longyear there. Down through turn 1. They're 3 wide. Joe Tardif all the way up on the high side through turn 2. And down the backstretch they go. Look at these guys, 3 wide at Chicagoland Speedway, putting on a heck of a race. Brandon Fiedler in the 39 car still on the high side, trying to make that high side work. But I think it's Joe Tardif who really capitalized running the high line there. He moves all the way up to P2, and he's gained 1 spot here. Noah Longyear, though, off to a great start. We'll have to see if we can pull him up if he's in our iRacing Fun League chat here. He has now gained 5 positions since we started. As he races side by side with Brandon Fiedler in that 39 car. This is what I'm talking about at these 1.5 mile tracks. These next-gen cars really handle extremely well. And as you see here, Joe Tardif, who's taken the lead away from Elliott Swope, you can race side by side at these 1.5 mile tracks in these next-gen cars. They seem like they're pretty racy. And we'll have to ask these guys how the car's handling as this race goes on. But so far early in this race, it definitely shows like these cars handle and pass pretty well here. And really hoping this track was back on the schedule so we can go back here and watch these cars in real life. But so far, a good showing here in the iRacing Fun League. Moving on back, there's a 27 of David Galloway Jr. And he is looking up here on the high side as he gets around Elliott Swope. I'm not sure what happened to Elliott, but he's fallen back just a little bit here. He led a lap, got some bonus points, and now he's fallen all the way back here in the 7th place position. So he's now 5 spots back. And we'll be watching him to see what happened. Look at that, 3 wide through the corner here. As they head down towards the start-finish line, Elliott Swope all the way at the bottom in the 74 of Aaron Warren. He's going to make the pass on Bryn George as he heads down in turn number 1. But yeah, look at these cars as they spread out throughout the track. It looks like the bottom line and the top line can both be run, and there's lots of passes going on throughout this race. These guys are putting on one heck of a show. Cars are handling pretty well so far early on this race. It'll be interesting to see how they handle as the tire wear develops. Look at that, side by side through turns 3 and 4. Joe Tardif and Wes Gallo still hanging on, trying to take that lead back. These guys are doing a great job here at Chicagoland Speedway. Look at that, side by side 1st through 5th. These cars seem like a lot of fun. These are the kind of races I wish I was out there with them, battling and really missing my track time in this fun league, and these guys are putting on a heck of a show. It's a lot of fun watching them race here. So far we've had a couple lead changes here throughout this race. We're only on lap number 12 of 100, and we've witnessed Joe Tardif lead some laps. Brandon is up there trying to get that lead so he can lead some laps. So Wes Gallo's led some laps. It looks like Elliott Swopes led some laps, and it's about to be Brandon Fiedler here in a moment if he can get around Joe Tardif. But lots of guys getting up there towards the lead, getting those bonus points in, leading some laps early on in this race. Let's move on back throughout the field. We have Patrick Lucio in the 18 out there tonight. Always good to have him. In front of him is our friend Marshall Dugan, who joins us up here in the booth every once in a while. They are currently running 10th and 11th right now. Craig Bridge Jr. is currently in the 12th place position. Right behind him is Steve Mormon in the number 26. Right behind Steve, we have Corey Goodall in the 333 car. He is currently running in the 14th place position. Corey's moved up 4 spots from where we started. Jeff Laraway right behind him in the 15th place position in the 71. Jeffrey Belk out there, he is currently in 16th. He's lost 9 spots since we started. Not sure if he's having a little bit of a handling issue in that 55 car, but not the start that he was looking forward to here tonight. Graham Nucky also out there in the Red Bull number 5. Good to have you out there, Graham. He is currently in the 17th place position. He started kind of high in the beginning of this race, and he's kind of lost some ground trying to get the feel for this car still. But he's hanging in there towards the tail end of the field. John Shirich also might be having some car handling issues as well. He's back in the 18th place position. And Barney Sigmund, once again, I thought he'd be out there, but he has not taken the grid here tonight. So back to the front of the field here, it's Joe Tardif, who is still side by side with Brandon Fiedler. He's fallen back just a little bit here off of turn 2. But look at these guys as they battle for the lead. I'm sorry, that was turn 4. And back to the lead once again into turn number 1. Brandon Fiedler down at the bottom of the track in that 39 car. Look at these guys battling back and forth here at Chicagoland Speedway. Look at the number 8 as he threads the needle here through the gap. He's going to go 3 wide at the line, and he's going to lead that lap, I believe. I think it was Noah Longyear. He led that lap, and a little bit of contact with 88 as they head down into turn number 1. But, man, he just stuck it in there 3 wide, led that lap at the line. And, man, these guys are putting on a heck of a battle here for the lead here at Chicagoland Speedway. This is almost looking like a super speedway-style race. You wouldn't even believe it that it was Chicagoland Speedway, a 1.5 mile track. Alrighty, back to the field. You have Aaron Warren in that number 74 car. Sorry, Aaron. He is making the pass on Wes Gallo on the high side here. Right behind him, you got John Ledger, who finished 3rd place last week in Indianapolis. He's having some good points run as of lately. And he's working that high side right now through turns 3 and 4, trying to get that car up there towards the front. Lap number 19 of 100. That is Joe Tardif, who is back to the lead once again, looking on back at the rest of the field. But yeah, come on by, say hi, guys, leave a comment, tell us who your favorite driver is or who you're rooting for here tonight, and we'll show them off and hopefully give them some screen time here at Chicagoland Speedway. But thank you so much for tuning in, appreciate it. Right now, Joe Tardif is leading them in on lap number 21. Brandon Fiedler is 2nd, Noah Longyear is 3rd, Wes Gallo is 4th, and David Galloway Jr. is your top 5. And if you're just tuning in, these cars are racing really great here at Chicagoland Speedway. We've seen a lot of passes for the lead. There's been multiple cars to get up there and led some laps early on. We're only on lap number 21, and we've already had several lead changes here tonight. Sharon Laraway, thanks for stopping by and saying hi. She says, hi, Dave. Hope all is well with you. Good luck to Jeff in the 71 and Craig in the 94. It's good to have Craig back out there. We've missed Craig the last couple of weeks, and I've kind of missed him. I haven't been able to talk to him or see him out there on track, but he's out there tonight in the 12th place position in the 94. Good to have Craig back out there at Chicagoland Speedway. There's Craig now in the 94 car. And also Jeff Laraway, good to have him out there as well in the 71 Dark Horse Ford Mustang. Yeah, thank you so much, Sharon, for stopping by and saying hello. Appreciate it. This is for second, third, and fourth on screen right now. Joe Tardif kind of checking out. He's about 4 or 5 car lengths ahead of second place. And second on back, these cars are all really close together. And these guys have been trading positions all race long. That number 8 car is kind of breaking away from the pack here just a little bit here, trying to catch Joe Tardif in that 88. But while we are... Well, Joe seems to be spaced out pretty far here. Let's go ahead and pull him up and let's interview Joe. Let's see if we can talk to him. Hey, Joe, it's David up at the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Hey, Joe. You looking pretty fast out there. Just want to say congrats for running first place here, and you are last year's winner in the iRacing Fun League. I can't remember if we raced here in the Xfinity cars or if it was the Next Gens or not, but
it was Xfinity because I had the 99 Boost mobile.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Was that the Travis Pastrana paint scheme?
Yeah, the Travis Pastrana.
Awesome. Yeah, so I actually raced out here with you guys last year, and that was a fun race. We always had a good time here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just wanted to give you a shout-out for last year's winner. How is the car out there tonight? We've watched you guys battle for the lead. We've had several lead changes, and we're only on lap 26. Is the car handling pretty good?
Yeah, the car's handling good. It's starting to go away a little bit here in the late run because I had to work a little bit to kind of keep him at bay. Noah's been fun to race with. He's kind of slid up a couple times. He'll learn a little bit with us, but everybody's fast behind me, man. This is a good field up front.
Yeah, it definitely is. You guys are putting on a heck of a show. We watched Noah send it in 3 wide there at the line to lead a lap, and that was a pretty exciting lap earlier on the race. But, yeah, you guys are putting on a heck of a show out there.
Yeah, this track's weird. It's normally other series you can run, the middle high is dominant, and these cars, the bottom tends to be dominant, but tonight the bottom's just not quick. I'm having to resort to the lanes that I normally wouldn't run in the next gen.
Right, yeah, I noticed that at other tracks, especially like Vegas and stuff, I noticed you like to run that high side, make that work pretty well for you. But yeah, you're definitely fast
the middle
out
of the
there
high
tonight.
I love. Yeah, it's a good car. I've got a little bit to do. I got to save a little bit more in the long run, but if this middle of the high lane gets good, and if this race gets a little darker, I think I'll get a little bit better as far as running the middle to high, I think.
All righty, well, it's good to hear from you, Joe, and good luck out there. We'll be rooting for you, and hopefully you can get it done once again here at Chicagoland.
Thank you, sir.
All righty, there you heard it from your race leader, Joe Tardif, from the number 88. He is last year's winner here at Chicagoland Speedway. And I believe Joe is looking for his second win of the season. I believe Joe has, Joe has 1 win this season in the 2024 series. There is your current iRacing Fun League playoff standings. This is after Indy. There's only 6 races remaining in the regular season, and Corey Goodall has the overall points lead as we head into Chicagoland Speedway tonight. John Ledger is P2 with 1 win. Matthew Karakoff has 2 wins. Brandon Fiedler 4 wins. Joe Tardif 1 win. John Scheidrich has 1 win. Marshall Dugan right there. He is currently inside the top 16. Craig Bridge 8th, Jeff Laraway 9th, Eric Olson rounds out your top 10. These are the overall 2024 season standings and some of the playoff points that these drivers have. So everybody in the green right now is locked in, and everybody in the yellow is looking inside the points. And then right there in the red, you have drivers on the bubble looking in. Steve Mormon, Bryn George right there at the cutoff. But there is your current playoff standings. Alrighty, back to Chicagoland Speedway. Joe Tardif is still leading this thing. Right there behind him, though, is Noah Longyear, who's looking to try and get back up there and make a pass again for the lead. We've watched a lot of cars here change positions and lead some laps, and it's looking like we might have another leader here shortly. I'm really impressed with John Ledger, though, in the 25 car. He has made his way through the field. He's moved up 13 spots from where we started. So John doing an amazing job working his way through the field to get up there towards the lead. And I don't know if you guys saw the very beginning of this broadcast. We were talking about John last week at Indianapolis. He, on the last lap, was in third place, and he came around the corner out of turn 4 and almost passed the second place of Brandon Fiedler. Those two guys had a heck of a race, worked with each other all race long, and then at the line they were side by side. John unfortunately finished third, but still a podium finish, and Brandon Fiedler finished second. It was a heck of a battle from those two. And once again, these two are battling right next to each other as well, as they are P4 and P5. Or I'm sorry, P2. It looks like, where did Joe Tardif go? Joe Tardif down pit road. I just saw that the last moment here. Joe Tardif on pit road by himself. Oh, actually, a couple cars down pit road. Elliott Swope, Aaron Warren down pit road. Marshall Dugan also brings his car down pit road as well in the 45. Jeff Laraway's on pit road. So a couple cars making their way down pit road here for the first time tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. Noah Longyear is going to take over the race lead as he stays out. This time by, a bunch more cars make their way down pit road, and it is John Ledger on pit road in the 25, who we were just speaking to moments ago. Brandon Fiedler right behind him in the 39. David Galloway Jr., Bryn George, Graham Nucky, all on pit road as well here tonight at Chicagoland. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull up Marshall in the booth here and talk to him.
But they didn't.
Marshall, sorry if I'm bothering you. Is it now a good time?
Oh, no, you're good, buddy. What's up?
Hey, just want to say thanks for having, or I wanted to say thanks for last week. You joining me up here in the booth, but I just want to say hi to you and see how your race is going out there. First pit stop here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway.
Race is going, well, it was going all right. I changed my steering opinion and my brake bias a little bit. Apparently, I'm blowing my tires off too early. I'm good on a short run, like about 15 to 20 laps, and then I fall off. I fell off dramatically after lap 21 or 22. So I think the changes I made did not help me for the long run, apparently.
Well, that's unfortunate, man. I was hoping you have a good race out here at Chicagoland. These cars seem pretty racy here, and the setup seems to handle pretty well. These cars have been side by side. It seems like the high side's working out better for some of these guys. But how's your car, other than that, going on?
The car feels really good. I'm able to run the outside. There's a line running the outside to the middle. It allows you to turn down and get the run off off the turn down the backstretch. So, I mean, it's working pretty good. It's smooth. I feel comfortable. I wish I had a long run car instead of a short run car, but I mean, the race is still early, so a lot of things could happen. The guys are running up front pretty good. There might be a wreck. It might, shake things up. So we'll see what happens.
All righty. Well, thanks for talking with us, Marshall. And as always, thanks for joining us up in the booth when you can. Really appreciate it, and always have a good time talking with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I enjoy being up there with you. I'll talk to you later on.
All righty. Good luck out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was Marshall Dugan in the 45 car out there at Chicagoland Speedway. Marshall having to make a couple adjustments to that car. Right now, your race leader is John Ledger in the 25, who I was talking about moments ago. Him and Brandon Fiedler have been really strong lately in this Cup season that we've started. This is race number 3. And these two guys have been fast for several races now as they are battling here once again. They raced next to each other all race at Indianapolis, and now it's showing like a little bit of contact with the wall there in the 25. But these guys, look at them as they head down through turn 1 and 2, well, side by side here. Brandon's going to back out of it just a little bit and fall back in line, but this is your first and second place cars here on lap number 39. So if you guys missed last week at Indianapolis, we had some issues with 2 of the cars on track, did a little bit of race review, and just to see what all happened between 2 cars. And unfortunately, I don't know how you want to look at it, but both of those cars did not come out here to race with us here at Chicagoland Speedway. And the cars in question was the 53 car of Matthew Heel and also the 5 of Luke Mahone. I do not see them out here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. But if you guys missed it, we watched that race, did a little review at Indianapolis earlier on in this week. I think it was Monday night that we did that, or Sunday night. But just kind of went over some of the incidents that happened and the ending of that race. Indy put on a heck of a show, like I said, and really enjoyed watching that race. But I was really looking forward to this race at Chicagoland. So this was supposed to be on the schedule the 4th of July, but a lot of these guys said, let's take that day off for the holiday and reschedule this race. So that's why this race is tonight. Originally was on the 4th, but tonight we are racing here in July 25th. Alrighty, look at that though. Brandon Fiedler back to the lead. He's going to lead some more laps here at Chicagoland Speedway. He's got the pass on John Ledger, now leading this thing. John has the most positions gained. He has moved up 14 spots from where we started. But these guys, once again, going to battle each other back and forth for the lead. And we saw these cars putting on a heck of a show. And let's go ahead and ride on board here just a little bit with John and take a lap around this track. So down the backstretch they go, heading into turn 3 here in just a moment. That is Brandon in the 39 right in front of him. He is our race leader as they get around Jeff Laraway on the high side here through turns 3 and 4. A little bit of contact on the high side there out of turn 2 for John Ledger. It's a little bit tricky running this car on the high side. I know last year I got in that wall a couple times as well. But there is a lap around Chicagoland Speedway for you. We're almost halfway in this race, lap number 45 of 100. Brandon Fiedler is your race leader. Followed behind is John Ledger in the 25. Joe Tardif is 3rd place. Elliott Swope is in 4th. Bryn George is 5th, and David Galloway Jr. 6th. Wes Gallo, who qualified on the pole, is currently running in 7th. And Noah Longyear, who is a new iRacing Funling member, he is in 8th. Warren is a new iRacing Funling member as well. He's in 9th, and Jeffrey Belk is 10th. That is your current top 10 standings throughout this race. Look at these guys, though. They are hanging in with each other right there. John Ledger is really hanging on that bumper of the 39 and waiting to make his move. And it looks like there's a little bit of draft here at Chicagoland. It seems like if you can hang on to it, as we see Jeff Laraway kind of learning some of the lines here to run. He's hanging in there with the leaders. Not sure if that draft's causing him to stay with them or not, but he's doing a great job as he stays with the leaders here. On lap number 48, he is 1 lap down currently at the moment. But look at these guys side by side for the lead. John Ledger wants to lead some laps, get some bonus points, but he's going to go down to the bottom track through turn number 1, or through turn 4 here, off to turn 4 at the line. He is going to lead a lap here at Chicagoland Speedway. And that's kind of what I was hoping for out of these cars. I was really hoping that with this setup here at this track, that these would be, that we would see a lot of passes throughout this race for the lead and side by side, high line, low line, doesn't matter. I know that we talked to Joe Tardif moments ago, and he said the low line doesn't work out very well. He prefers towards the top, but as we see with the 39 and the 25 here, it seems like these guys can make passes throughout this race. They're running through the middle of the corner here this time through turn 1. 39 closer towards the bottom of the track. Trying a little bit of a different line as we head down into turn number 3. But it's interesting to see these guys in the different lines that they run throughout this race. Let's move on back throughout the rest of the field. That's Joe Tardif in 3rd. He is pretty safe ahead of P4, which is Bryn George. Followed behind him. Oh, caution is out. That's Wes Gallo. Let's go ahead and take another look at that. I'm going to back this up just a hair here because I want to see exactly what happened, if there was contact early on in the race or not. But the 8 car here making a little bit of contact on the right side of the car. I don't see much going down the backstretch here, but just going to review this really quickly. Wes Gallo down to the inside towards the bottom of the track. The 8 up to the high side. It looks like he comes down, gets in his lane a little bit here, makes contact with the right side of Wes. Wes comes up and looks like he just kind of got spun around the nose of the 8 car. Caution is out for the first time here. And a bunch of cars now heading down pit road. That's John Ledger going to follow or lead them down here. Lots of cars coming in. It looks like Noah Longear is going to stay out in the number 8, followed by Jeff Laraway. I believe Jeff Laraway has the free pass here, and he does. As you see on track, he's going to get that free pass. So he'll be put back on the lead lap. And Noah and Aaron, who are our 2 iRacing Fun League members, they are going to stay out under caution. Well, everybody else heads out of pit road. There's Elliott Swope, Joe Tardif, and David Galloway Jr., followed by Patrick Lucio. Jeffrey Belk as well makes his way out of pit road, along with Steve Morman and Graham Nucky. Lots of cars came down pit road that time. John Scheidrich looking to turn things around here. Let's see if we can restack this field up and get these cars bunched back together. And we'll see what happens here. Now, if there's anything I've learned from last year racing at this track, cautions breed cautions. I don't know what it is about Chicagoland. I think it's because these cars race so close together here at this track, and these setups are real racy that guys can run higher and lower on the track, but cars are kind of all over the track on these restarts. And from what I remember last year at this track, we've had a couple cautions at this mile-and-a-half track. So this race should get interesting, and these guys should put on a heck of a show, so it's going to be fun to watch. We got another lap of caution here as we get things back under green. Let's go ahead and pull up John here and talk to him. Actually, I don't have John out there in the chat. Thought I did. Let's do a little bit of a double interview here and interview our 2 iRacing Fun League members. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh, there
Yeah,
we go.
gotcha.
What's going on?
Hey, I just want to say thanks for joining us. I see you guys out there racing and leading this thing. First time out there in the iRacing Fun League. Noah and Warren, how's it going, guys?
Going well.
It's going really, really good, other than that little hiccup we had there to bring out the caution. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, so what happened there between you and Wes Geil and the 07 car? We saw you guys on track. It looked like a little bit of contact was made, and then I don't know if Wes just came up the track and was just right. You were there in his quarter panel or what, but that's what the caution was out for.
So we were racing pretty hard at the beginning, like everybody else was, but after we took them tires in that green flag pit stop, I was running him down, and he was blocking me, which is fine. You know, it's the next gen cars, but when I got up alongside him, whether it was on the low side or the high side, he kept dooring me. And it wasn't like, oh, it'd get a little bit loose, a little bit tight. I watched this sucker turn to the right and door me in the center of the corner. So when I chased him down the straightaway, went into turns 3 and 4, he came to chop my nose again. So when I came off the corner, I just let my car drive down to the bottom, and I think he might have been in the way. I'm not really too sure, but I think he kind of got what he had coming. And when we go 1 to green here, got to focus up because me and Aaron stayed out. We don't have these fresh tires, so.
Alrighty, well, I'll let you guys go. Good luck out there, and thanks for joining us.
Yep, thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much.
Alrighty, there you heard it from the race leader, Noah Longyear, the number 8, and Aaron Warren on the outside of the 74. Green flag in the air on lap number 55 as we go racing here once again. Lorraine Neha says, go John Ledger. He is currently in the 4th place position, 3rd place position. Now all the way down there on the bottom of the track. Look at John making his way through the field. John's having a good race out there at Chicagoland Speedway. He led some laps early in the race, and before that caution came out, he was leading here with Brandon Fiedler in the 39. So John having a great race, and we're keeping an eye on him all race long. But that car is looking really fast, that number 25 Monster Energy. There's John from Boston, Massachusetts. But yeah, these cars are doing really well here at Chicagoland Speedway. Brandon gets a little bit of contact with Warren there up on the high side. These cars can race 2 and 3 wide through these corners, and there you have it. John Ledger to the lead as he gets around Noah Longyear through turns 3 and 4. So at the line, John Ledger is going to lead another lap here at Chicagoland Speedway. That car is off to a great start. That's one of the fastest cars on track at the moment. He's having a great race. Let's see if he can put it in victory lane here once again. John, who has 1 win already in this series, looking for his 2nd win of the year. Moving on back, there's Joe Tardif in the 88. He's won at this track last year. Right in front of him is Elliott Swope in the 33. Those 2 cars are really fast here tonight as well. It's still anybody's game or anybody's race, and it's really interesting to watch these guys as they battle for the lead. Joe showing a lot of speed here tonight, along with Elliott Swope, John Ledger. Brandon Fiedler is always fast here in this series. Our new iRacing member, Noah Longyear, and Aaron Warren showing a lot of speed. It's still anybody's race here, and if there's anything I've learned watching this Chicagoland race, we're going to have more cautions probably towards the end of the race. And it's going to definitely shake things up here once again. I was going to pull John Ledger up here and interview him here in the booth as this race was under caution, but I did not see him in our iRacing chat, so we'll have to keep him in mind, and we'll talk to him later on.
Caution.
Oh, and there you have it. Caution's back out once again.
Take a drink. Get a deep breath.
Corey Goodall, Jeff Laraway, Craig Bridge Jr. all involved. Wes Gallo involved. Oh, let's go back here once again. We're going to have to rewind it here once again because I did not see the start of that. Okay, so it looks like Graham Nucky and Wes Gallo involved here. So here you have it, the 07 of Wes Gallo and Graham Nucky here heading into turn number 1. A little bit of contact there. And then Craig Bridge was down on the inside. The 07 came down. And that was the result of that. And then Corey Goodall with no place to go and the wrong place at the wrong time. Cars all around him. And poor Jeff Laraway at the tail end there just had nowhere to go. Corey just swung down right in front of him, unfortunately, after making contact with the wall. So lots of cars involved. It's like I said, cautions breed cautions at Chicagoland Speedway. I don't know why it's like that at this track of all tracks, but we've seen it here in the past. That this particular mile and a half, it seems to just cause trouble once these cars get stacked back up. These cars handle extremely well here at Chicagoland, and you could move around the track very easily and make passes, and I think that's the reason why we have so many cautions here compared to other tracks. But caution is back out for the second time. A couple cars involved as they head down pit road. And looks like Warren making his way down pit road along with Graham Nucky making some repairs. Corey Goodall using that fast repair as well. Noah on pit road. Jeff Laraway and Craig Bridge Jr. making the repairs in their cars as well. Already back up to the front. It is Joe Tardif leading this race. We are now past halfway. We are at lap 62. Elliott Swope brings his car down pit road. Let's see if we can pull him up in the booth, talk to him. Hey Elliott, it's David up at the booth. You got me? Hey Elliott, you got me? Elliott, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey man, good to have you back out there tonight. Man, that car is looking extremely fast. Did you come down pit road? Is it a scheduled pit stop or just getting some fresh tires on this caution?
No, I didn't get tires. I'm about a half a lap short, or a half a gallon short. So gonna see if we can make it the whole way from here.
Awesome, man. Well, we were watching you all race long. You got one of the fastest cars on tracks. And how is this race going for you? We've seen a lot of race or passes for the lead here. These cars seem to handle pretty well. How's it handling for you?
It pushes a little bit, but no, I like this track, and these cars race good on this track. So yeah, that's why you're seeing some of the racing you're seeing. The push isn't near as bad as it is at some other places. So as long as you get in the corner right, you can get a good runoff.
All righty. Well, it's good to hear from you. Thanks for talking with us, and good luck out there. We'll be rooting for you and see if we can get it done.
Thanks, David.
All righty. Green flag back in the air, and it is Brandon Feeler who's making the pass on Joe Tardif here on the restart. He's going to drop down the bottom of the track here, make the pass on Joe. Joe falls back to P2 as they head out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Three wide there through turns 3. That's John Scheidrich, Jeffrey Belk, Noah Longyear. David Galloway Jr. making his way up to 3rd place here. That's his high of the night. Looking to see if he can get there toward the lead. The lights are on at Chicagoland Speedway. Sun is going down. We're going to try and end this thing under the lights. We're on lap 65 of 100. Brandon Feeler is currently in the lead. We saw several lead changes if you're just tuning in for the first time here. Drop a comment, say hi, and tell us who you're rooting for here, and we'll pull them up. And we've watched a lot of cars make passes for the lead. We saw about 5 or 6 cars here make lead changes, and it's been an exciting race all race long. These cars are looking really racy here at Chicagoland Speedway. And we've seen a lot of 2 wide, 3 wide sometimes throughout the race. As you see, David Galloway Jr. here on the high side with Brent George and the 54 on the bottom. These guys are putting on a heck of a show. We've had 2 cautions out here tonight and some contact between some of the drivers. And if there's anything we've learned, and I've said it before earlier in the broadcast, these cautions breed cautions here at Chicagoland Speedway. Brent George, we haven't seen him much out there lately, but good to have him back out there. He's in that 54 Toyota Camry. But look at these guys. These cars seem to handle pretty well as they're side by side on track, and that's what I'm talking about right there. You can run the high line or the low line. These next gens really love the 1.5-mile tracks, and it's being shown here on display at Chicagoland Speedway. Patrick Lucio, he has moved up 9 spots from where we started. He is now in the top 5 position in that Toyota Camry. Good looking paint scheme on that car. He's running that Monty Lion Toyota Camry. Oh, and it's Noah up in the wall. Noah Longyear, a new member in the league. He ran in the wall, made contact on the high side. Marshall Dugan right there beside him. At the line, these guys still side by side. And I'm just really impressed with these 2 guys on track right now. David Galloway Jr. and Brent George, they're just not giving up. They want that top 5 position. This is currently the battle for 3rd and 4th, but no one is giving up as they're fighting on lap number 69. Cars in the wall. It's Marshall Dugan
There will be a caution.
and Steve Mormon, and caution is out once again for the 3rd time here tonight. Let's go ahead and pull out that replay. There's Marshall Dugan, the 45. Steve Mormon comes up the track and makes contact with the 45 and spins out. Let's go ahead and pull up another view of that. So I think the 26 just came up and didn't see the 45 there. Just kind of got right in his way and got spun around. There you have it. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Looked like Jeff Laraway with Marshall Dugan there. Just couldn't avoid it. I think Steve Borman could not bring it back to pit road. He did jump to the pits. Yep, he lost traction here once again, so he's going to have to tow it back to pit road. Unfortunate for those guys. Alrighty, back to the lead. There's Marshall Dugan, the 45. He is back there after that incident in the 15th place position. Steve Mormon had to tow it back to pit road for some repairs. Hopefully he didn't use his pit repair yet. But cars on pit road, there's Brandon Fiedler in the 39, along with Joe Tardif and many other cars here on lap number 71. So we should end this race in darkness with the lights on, and I'm wondering if that's going to change the way these cars handle as the temperature goes down here a little bit here in Chicagoland Speedway. It's been an interesting race so far. Saw several lead changes throughout this race, and so far it still continues here on lap number 72. Graham Nucky's out there in number 5. He's racing that Red Bull Toyota Camry. He's out there racing with us. Haven't seen Graham in a while, so it's good to have him out there racing in the Asphalt Series. I know he likes to run a lot of the iRacing Fun League dirt races, so it's always good to have our members try a different series, and it's been exciting to watch him out there here tonight at Chicagoland. Right now in the lead, it is Noah Longyear in the number 8, followed by Aaron Warren in the 74. He is second. Third place is Jeff Laraway in the 71. Graham Nucky right now is scored in the P4 position. Brandon Fiedler is in 5th, along with Bryn George 6th and Wes Gallo. Oh, Jeff Laraway brings it down pit road. I'm wondering if he stayed out. He got his wave around, if that's what it was. And now he's making his pit stop out there tonight. I'm not sure if Steve Mormon's going to continue tonight. It looks like he's still on pit road, still making those repairs. He might not be able to continue here tonight. All right, lights are on the, still on the pace car. We're going to do one more lap around. Let's go ahead and pull up Patrick Lucia. We haven't talked to Patrick in a while. Or actually, John is out there tonight. But let's pull up Patrick first because we said it. Hey, Patrick, it's David on the booth. You got me?
Hey, David, long time no talk.
Hey, good to have you out there. Just want to say thanks for joining us once again here. Good-looking car. Love that Money Lion paint scheme. How's the race so far tonight for you?
It's been good. Some people are driving with their heads up their butt, but it happens. No, it's been fine. Real tight racing. Top line dominant for the most part. I think you got the bottom off of 4, but if you run 1 right, you're fast. But you got to be up top for most of the track.
Yeah, I've noticed that Chicagoland Speedway seems to have a lot of cautions out here tonight. I don't know what it is about this mile-and-a-half track, if it's the old worn-out surface or what, but these cars, you can make passes here, and it shows in these cautions because people are all over the track.
Yeah, I think it's more. You have multiple lines, but exit is key here, and it's just if you can get there past them and get up in front of them before a corner exit, you're good. So, but no, this has been fun. So.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you back out there. It's been fun watching you guys, and I know you're looking into get to the top 5 here pretty soon. Good luck out there, and we'll be cheering you on.
Thanks, David. Doing great as always. We appreciate what you put on for us.
All righty. Thanks, Patrick. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All righty. We'll see if we can talk to John Ledger here momentarily. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing once again. John Ledger looks like he popped into the chat here, but we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing once again. Lights are off on the pace car. This is lap number 74.
Ready, green, 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 green.
Oops, sorry guys, wrong camera there. All righty, green flag back in the air, and it is Noah Longyear who takes the lead, followed by Graham Nucky and Aaron Warren. Brandon Fiedler in the 39 looking to make the pass here. Here's some cars making contact with the outside wall there through turn 2. 3 wide through turn 3. That's Joe Tariff down the bottom of the track with Bryn George in the middle, Wes Gallo up on the high side. They quickly back out of that. And they're 3 wide once again. There you have Elliott Swope, who we talked to earlier in this race, down the bottom of the track. It's awesome to see them run 2 and 3 wide here at Chicagoland Speedway. These cars are looking extremely fast here and handling extremely well. That's the only thing is we talked to Patrick Lucio and just guys kind of making bonehead mistakes here at the track, and that's why we've had a couple cautions so far, but these cars are looking like they handled pretty well. Elliott down the bottom of the track. Joe Tardif rockets on by him, and Joe's going to move back up to the 9th place position. Moving on here towards the front, you got Noah Longyear in the lead, followed by Aaron Warren and Brandon Fiedler, who is 3rd. Graham Nucky's 4th, and Wes Gallo is your top 5 cars on 24 laps to go. This is lap number 77. Brandon, look at him trying to get around that 74. So now I think, if I'm not mistaken, Noah Longyear in the 8 and Aaron Warren in the 74 have stayed out, and I believe they're on older tires, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys have enough tire and fuel to get to the end, which I think they do. But I believe Brandon Fiedler in that 39 car is on fresh tires, and he's looking extremely fast as he gets up there towards the leader. All Alrighty, down the backstretch they go. Kind of mostly single file this time by. These cars are still running too wide throughout the back of the pack. It's Joe Tardif down to the bottom of the inside of Patrick Lucio for 7th and 8th. Towards the front here, we have Graham Nucky down side by side with Aaron Warren at the line, and it's Wes Gallo right behind him as they head down through turn 1 and 2. Look at the 5 and the 74 as they're side by side. Wes Gallo making the move here on the inside, almost 3 wide that time by down the backstretch. Look at these cars as they're racing down into turn number 3. Bryn George in the 54 just kind of waiting to make his move here. He's watching these guys in front of him racing hard, and he's like, man, you guys have at it. But Brandon Feeler is now taking the lead away from our new iRacing Fun League member, Noah. So now he is currently your race leader in the 39 car. I'm not sure what happened to John. Let's see if we can pull him up in the booth, but he's currently being scored out. Let's see if we can pull him up. Hey, John, it's David up in the booth. You got me? Hey, John, you got me? No, I don't think he's there. We'll have to find out what happened to John the 25 later on in this race. Moving on back, look at they're still 2 and 3 wide throughout the field. These guys are putting on a heck of a race. Joe Tardif now looking to the inside of Graham Nucky in the 5. That is the battle for 4th and 5th. So Joe making his way back towards the front. He wants that lead once again. He knows how to get it done here. Down the backstretch they go. Joe Tardif in the 88. Oh, Patrick Lusso on the high side. Graham Nucky looks like he got in the wall a little bit that time by in turn 3. Brandon Feeler's now kind of walking away with the lead. He is 0.2 of a second ahead of Noah Longyear. Wes Gallo also moved his way all the way up to 3rd. So 1st, 2nd, and 3rd trying to leave the pack here. I'm really impressed with Graham Nucky. He's really showed that he knows how to hang with these guys on these asphalt tracks. I believe he runs a lot of the dirt races here in the iRacing Fun League, but he is inside the top 5 right now with Joe Tardif side by side. With 16 laps to go. Oh, contact between the 8 and Graham Nucky. Graham's going to go down through the grass, come up the track, and make contact with Bryn George. I'm not sure what he was thinking doing that. Graham Nucky through the grass. He was having a great race. Makes contact with Joe, gets really loose here, saves it through the grass. And I don't know if he couldn't stop in time, but came up back through the track into turn number 1 and made contact with Bryn George. Heavy damage on those cars. Let's take another look once again. So there you have the 88 and Graham Nucky. I think he was just going too fast and he couldn't slow down after bouncing off of Joe Tardif's car here. It just looked like maybe he couldn't slow it down, and just unfortunately that's what happened. And Bryn just went for a ride as he had nowhere to go, caught up in that mess. Oh, Jeff Laraway involved once again along with Craig Bridge. 54 with heavy damage. So caution is back out once again with 15 laps to go, and it is Brandon Feeler in the lead. Noah's going to bring it down pit road all by himself. John Scheirich also in the 95 brings it down pit road. So here is your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd cars. That is Brandon Feeler, Wes Gallo, Joe Tardif. Patrick Lucio up to P4. David Galloway Jr. up to P5. Elliott Swope is 6th. Marshall Dugan runs 7th. Marshall needs a good run in here. in that 45. Needs some luck to come his way. Normally when he crashes out, he joins us up here in the booth. So if he's still racing, that's a good sign. And hopefully Dugan will get a good race here, get some solid points. So I was going to pull up John Ledger and see what happened to him, and I'm not sure exactly what all happened, but he had to bail, or he hopped out of the car, so he's off track. Lights are still on the pace car. We're going to do one more lap here. 14 laps to go. This is the 4th caution of the night here at Chicagoland Speedway. Brandon Fiedler is your race leader, followed behind Wes Gallo, Joe Tardif, and Patrick Lucio. David Galloway is P5. Bryn George looks like he saved that fast repair along with Steve Mormon back out there as well. Mormon is being scored 1 lap down, so he's still out there hanging in there. You never know, we might have one more caution out here at Chicagoland. Might be able to get that lead lap back. It's great looking sunset here at Chicagoland Speedway. As the sun's going down, lights are on track, and this thing is just now heating up. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull up Brandon here in the booth, talk to him for just a moment. Hey, Brandon's David up the booth. You got me?
Yeah, it's not David.
Hey, man, you're putting on a heck of a show for us out here tonight. You got one fast car. How's the race going for you?
It's going pretty well. A little irritated with the 8 car. He kind of uses. It feels like he uses us up getting into both 1 and 3. He doesn't really turn the car in until a little later, so it's kind of throwing off my rhythm, and I'm a little peeved at that all race. But I know some of the other guys in here too have been a little upset with it. So, but other than that, it's going pretty good.
Alrighty, yeah, we've watched a lot of lead changes here throughout the night. We did notice that contact was made between that number 8 car and several others throughout this race, so that's something to look into. But yeah, good luck out there. 12 laps to go. You got one fast car out there. We've been watching you, and I'm not sure what happened to John Ledger, but he was out there battling with you as well. He's actually off track at the moment.
Yeah, he had some internet issues. He came into our Discord after he disconnected and told us that his power went out. So it's unfortunate. I think John had the car to beat tonight. So, I'll try and scoop up what he left behind.
All right, Brandon. Well, good luck out there. Pace car's about to pull off, and we'll be rooting for you.
All right, sounds good, man.
All righty, there you heard it from your race leader, Brandon Fiedler. 12 laps to go this time. Pace car is off track, and green flag back in the air once again. Brandon leads them down into turn number 1. Wes Gallo on the high side in the 07. Joe Tardif up there in the mix. Watch that number 88. Joe Tardif knows how to get it done here at Chicagoland Speedway, and we'll see if he can get it done once again. He's down the bottom for P2 here as they head down the backstretch. Side by side, Wes. Oh, it's Patrick Lucio also getting up there. The 88, not liking the bottom too much. I know he said he likes running that mid to top lane, and he's not there in the lane that he wants to be. Brandon's kind of walking away a little bit as he pulls away from the pack, but look at Elliott Swope back there making some ground here in the 5th place position. Side by side through turns 1 and 2. Elliott's got a fast car out here tonight, that 33 Chevy Camaro. He's been fast all race long. He comes across the nose of Joe Tardif, makes that pass for P4. Joe Tardif up in the wall that time through turn 3. David Galloway Jr. there also looking inside. He wants that top 5 position. He's right there in 6th. Joe has that final top 5. So this is the battle on screen for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Brandon Feeler in the lead with Wes Gallo in 2nd, and Patrick Lucio right now is P3. Right now, your biggest mover on track is Patrick Lucio, who's moved up 11 spots from where we started. Oh, contact with the wall slows him down, and that's going to be Elliott Swope making contact with the rear of that number 18, as we just saw moments ago. 8 laps to go this time. That 18 seemed like it got a little bit loose there on the high side. Moving up through the field, here's Brandon Feeler and Wes Gallo, P1 and P2. 8 laps to go. Still anything can happen. It's anybody's race. We've watched cars come through the field up towards the front, and we'll see if we can do it here once again. Joe Tardif not really getting the speed he was looking for in that car. He's kind of falling back a little bit here. Still looking inside the top 5 as he battles hard with the 33. He's currently in 6th place position with David Galloway Jr. right behind him in 7th. Alrighty, off turn 4 this time. 7 laps to go. 6 at the line, and it's Patrick Lucio and Noah battling side by side down the front stretch. And contact is made between the 18 and the 8. This number 8 car has been aggressive all race long. Caution is out. Oh, that was early in the race. Sorry, guys. The 8 looks like it just took out the 18 as they were racing side by side. And the 8 looked like he spun around the 18. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one more time. I knew we weren't done with these cautions just yet. So we'll back that up one more time and take another look here. Tempers are hot here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. We have the 8 down the bottom of the track on the backstretch. And it looks like he just got into the back of the 18. Alrighty, guys. Sorry for the brief pause here. Doing a little bit of a review and checking things out here. So lights are on track. The sun has officially gone down, and we are under caution for the 5th time here tonight. Brandon Fiedler is your race leader. We saw a lot of contact between Patrick Lucio and the number 8 of Noah, and I think a penalty will be issued, and a lot of review will be taken underway after this thing is over. A lot of drivers not happy with the way that number 8 has been racing all race long. But we are just inside 2 laps to go, so it's going to be a green-white checker here at Chicagoland Speedway. And thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you. Leave a comment on who you're rooting for and let us know here at Chicagoland Speedway. Right now, Brandon Fiedler is going to be restarting first with Wes Gallo in second. And let's see if he can get it done here with this green-white checker in overtime. So we're on lap number 99. And let's see. You guys are stacking up 2 by 2 once again for the final time here tonight, unless there is another caution. You never know. Like I said, cautions breed cautions here. This track just seems to put on one heck of a race. Alrighty, lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing once again. Pace car is pulled off the track, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing here once again at Chicagoland Speedway. Green flag in the air. Joe Tardif in the 88 gets a little bit of push to Wes Gallo. Go ahead. Brandon Fiedler on the inside with Elliott Swope right behind him in the 33 as they head down into turn number 1. Elliott Swope looking to the bottom to get around the leader, Brandon Fiedler. But it's Brandon who's going to maintain that lead through turns 1 and 2. Now side by side, it's Elliott Swope and Wes Gallo in the 07. Down the backstretch they go. Joe Tardif P4. Marshall Dugan looking inside, trying to get that top 5. He is currently in 6th right now. White flag in the air. It's Brandon Fiedler in the 39. Takes that white flag. Wes Gallo's in 2nd. See if anybody's got anything for the lead here. Joe Tardif back in the 88, not where he wanted to be. He had a fast car, but he's back there in the 5th place position. But right now it's Brandon Fiedler and Wes Gallo. Look at that 33 of Elliott Swope really sent it in hard here in the final turn through 3 and 4. Not quite going to have enough for these guys, and it's Aaron all the way to the bottom of the track. Beats Elliott at the line for P3. Brandon Fiedler brings it home, P1, and Wes Gallo 2nd place here at Chicagoland Speedway. Congratulations to Brandon, who gets that win in that number 39 car. He put on a heck of a race, had one of the fastest cars all race long, and won it in overtime here on lap 101. Here is your final race standings. Brandon Fiedler first, Wes Gallo 2nd, Aaron Warren in 3rd, Elliott Swope 4th, Bryn George 5th. He came back nicely after that contact he had. Joe Tardif 6th, Marshall Dugan 7th, Longyear finished 8th, Craig Bridge 9th, Jeffrey Belk 10th, Corey Goodall in 11th, John Scheidrich is 12th, David Galloway Jr. in 13th, Steve Mormon 14th, Jeff Laraway 15th, Patrick Lucio 16th, Graham Nucky 17th, John Ledger 18th, and Barney Sigmund out of the race. But here is Brandon Fiedler getting it down burning it down here once again, the iRacing Fun League. Alrighty, congratulations to Brandon Fiedler, who won this race at Chicagoland Speedway in that 39 Toyota Camry 921 Mobile DJ on the side of that car. He has won it for the 4th time this season, I believe. It looks like 5th time this season. Brandon has just been on a roll. He's really winning a lot of races here in the iRacing Fun League, and he gets his 5th win of the season. He won the Xfinity season a couple races ago, and is looking to move himself through the standings once again. Thank you guys so much for watching the iRacing Fun League. Appreciate you all for having you join us in the chat and rooting on your favorite drivers out there. Always a fun time talking with you guys. But let's go ahead and see if we can pull Brandon up in the chat and talk with him. Hey, Brandon, it's David on the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's up, David?
Hey, congratulations on the win, man. That's your 5th of the season. You are on a roll. Chicagoland Speedway, man. Do you like racing here? Is this one of your good tracks? Because you sure know how to get it done.
Well, it's a mile and a half that that kind of does all is almost like a cookie cutter. So it's a little like Kansas, and especially tonight. I didn't expect us to be running up high a lot tonight, but it's also I'd say it's a home track for us as well. At least for this schedule, our home track. My home track would be the Milwaukee Mile, but we don't run that. We don't run that here, and the NASCAR Cup Series doesn't go there. But this is like I mentioned earlier to you in Discord, this is the only track that I've been to in real life to see a NASCAR race. So it's really cool to be able to win here.
That's awesome as well. Yeah, same with me. I've been to this track many, many times, and it's always a special moment coming back here and racing and watching the races here with you guys. So this place holds a special place in my heart as well. But awesome to see you get back to victory lane once again. You said you've been to Milwaukee Mile. Do you live from Wisconsin or Illinois, or how far are you?
Yeah, so I live in the Milwaukee area, near the Milwaukee area, I guess you could say. At least that's where I grew up. I'm a little more west of there now, but yeah, the Milwaukee Mile was someplace that was always just close by and was really cool. But even still, this I believe is the only track that I've gone to see any racing at.
Oh, that's cool, man. Great to have you out here. And once again, thanks for joining us in the iRacing Fun League. Congrats on that win. You guys put on a heck of a race, and good to see you put on a heck of a show.
Yeah, a quick shout out here. Quick shout out to Wes Gallo. I told him, him and I, we had that thing at Worldwide Technology Raceway where he said if it wasn't me down there, he would have probably raced a little more aggressive. And I told him, hey, do whatever you need to do tonight. And he raced me very cleanly. And Wes and I go back 5+ years at this point. And we've been teammates for that long. And he's an incredible guy. And he's been getting better and better at everything, and I'm positive a win's coming to him shortly here.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. Good race out there, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Good to talk with you. You have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. You too, man.
All right, there you heard it from your race winner, Brandon Feeler. 5th time this season. He gets his 5th win of the 2024 season. Congratulations to him. And let's see if we can pull up Wes, who comes home P2.
Fun.
Hey, Wes, David Abu, you got me?
I sure do. Sorry.
Hey, man, you rebounded pretty nicely. Came home P2. Good, solid points day for you. You led some laps. You got the pole. A good points day for you. How'd the race go?
The race is about as frustrating as it can be. Felt like I had one maybe taken from me. Had a chance at a win. Fast car. Started on pole. Got intentionally wrecked. Come back through. Finished second. If we stay green before that last yellow, I feel confident I'm chasing Brandon down for the win. If we had one more lap on that green-white checkered, I'd beat him for the win. Just that all worked out perfect, and best car won in that spot.
Right, yeah, definitely an up and down day for you. Good, solid points. I know you rebounded nicely from that wreck earlier in the race. But yeah, still got a lot of points out there and still a good finish. I know it wasn't the finish you were looking for. But yeah, man, talk about these cars making their way through the field and a lot of lead changes here throughout tonight. It's almost, we were wondering if there was going to be one more lead change before this thing was over. You think you would have had that leader like you said?
One more lap on that green-white checkered, I win the race for sure. If we stay green prior to that last yellow, I probably pass Brandon for probably the win. But yes, there's 2 spots that if things go right, I win that race for sure.
Man, well, what could have been? Well, congratulations though on P2 and good solid points day for you. Good to have you out there.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a blessing to be so frustrated with a P2 week after week, I guess. That's the positive in it.
Right. Well, I definitely hear you on that. Well, thanks for talking with us, Wes, and I hope you have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Of course. You have a good one. Look forward to catching you next week.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
All right, there you heard it from P2, Wes Gallo. Let's see if we can pull up P3, which is Aaron Warren. Hey, Aaron, it's David Booth. You got me?
Well, what happened there?
Hey, Aaron, you got me? It's David up in the booth.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, congratulations on P3. You put on a heck of a show there towards the end of the race. We're up there in the mix. How'd the race go for you?
I thought it went pretty well. A lot of aggressive driving, unnecessary aggressive driving from some of those lead pack cars there at the end. The A car and I both came in, took 4 tires. We had the fastest cars at that point. We were catching and passing the field at ease, and then I saw the 18 and the 8 get a little aggressive with one another, and they took each other out basically. But all in all, I had fun for my first race. Chicago's is obviously one of my favorite tracks. That Auto Club, those type tracks, and the drafting track. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was going to say there was definitely a lot of lead changes out here tonight, and you guys put on one heck of a show. We saw a lot of lead changes throughout this race, and man, talk about lots of cautions out there tonight. I know a lot of drivers aren't happy with each other, but man, these cars seemed like they handled pretty well, and it seemed like you can make passes here, and so it was real interesting and fun to watch you guys out there on track.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
All right, Aaron. Well, congratulations on a podium finish, P3 tonight, Chicagoland. Thanks for joining us in the iRacing Fun League. Good to have you out there, and it was fun to watch you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, you
Enjoyed
have a good. Yep, have a good weekend, Aaron. We'll talk to you soon.
You too. Thank you.
All right, there you heard it from P3 finisher Aaron Warren. Let's see if we can pull up P4 as Elliot Swope. I think Elliot has left the chat. P5 was Bryn George. Let's see if we can pull up Bryn. Hey, Bryn, it's David on the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, P5, man. Not too bad. You rebounded nicely. I saw that wreck, and you guys came back, and you got a solid top 5 finish here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. But how did your race go? I know there was a lot of ups, lots of downs. How was your overall experience out here at Chicagoland?
It was super fun, man. Definitely up and down. Like, just crazy how much we were pack racing. I actually didn't expect that. Yeah, that wreck was actually kind of funny. I thought I saw him spin, but I just, I didn't think of anything. And then I just got screamed, and I got in the catch fence and everything. It was a crazy wreck.
Yeah, we took a look at it from the booth, and it was Graham Nucky. He made contact with Joe Tardif, went through the grass. I'm assuming what happened was when he went through the grass, he lost control and couldn't get the car rotated or slowed down.
Yeah.
And just kind of went through in the corner into turn 1, and you were just there, wrong place, wrong time, and that's what happened.
Yeah, it was definitely unfortunate. We were going super, super fast. There was a lot of bumping and banging tonight. It was actually more intense than it's been in a while here. I don't know if it's like some new guys or what, but yeah, it was pretty intense out there.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is about Chicagoland Speedway, but this mile-and-a-half track seems to have these kind of races where even last year in the iRacing Fun League, we've had lots of cautions here, and these cautions, precautions here at this track. Not sure if it's the worn-out surface. We talked to other drivers throughout the race, and they say it's just the different racing lines you can run, and it just seems like these cars are real racy here at Chicagoland. So, I don't know, just mixture of different couple things, I guess.
Oh, for sure. It's super fun.
But good to have you out there. Just congrats on the top 5 finish. Wanted to talk to you, and thanks for joining us here once again in the iRacing Fun League.
Thank you, man. I want to shout out Wes. Good run for Wes. Good win for Brandon, my teammates. It was a good finish between them, and I'm glad it was clean, and they seemed both happy afterwards, so that's good.
Awesome. Thanks, Bryn. Thanks for talking with us, and we'll talk to you once again here shortly. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
You too, man. See ya.
All right, there you heard it from Bryn George, who comes home P5 here at Chicagoland Speedway. Let's see if we can pull up Marshall, if he's still here with us. Hey, Marshall, it's David. You got me?
Yes, sir, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, Marshall. Good to have you out there. So walk us through this race. How was your overall opinions and feelings of this race out there tonight?
Uh, it was a wild one, that's for sure. Early on in the race, I felt good early in the race until like lap 25. I fell off, dropped back. I know I talked to you earlier in the race. It seemed to work out in my favor. We got some cautions at the end. I was a cause of one of them. Me and Steve Mormon got into each other. I don't know what lap that was. I think that was a racing ordeal. We were just, Steve came up a little bit. I came down. We touched going. I think it's down the front stretch or the back stretch. I felt bad for that. I'm not a dirty driver. I don't intend to wreck anybody like that. And, I told Steve I apologized several times. But other than that, towards the end, it really got interesting. We had some new guys in there tonight that were moving through the field pretty quick, pretty fast. I was surprised. They might have had fresh tires, and it kind of shook a lot of things up there at the end. And then I knew it was Patrick. Patrick had an accident. I can't remember who else was involved. They
Yeah,
went into turn one
towards
through the
the
grass.
end. Yeah, towards the end, it was Patrick and then Noah in the 8.
Yeah, and they came up across the track, took out. I believe it is they got a part of David. There's nothing David could do. He was the wrong place, wrong time. I kind of expected the cars to come back up the track because of how fast they were going. I was able to roll the throttle and tap the brake enough to turn underneath of them. But I'm just thankful to hang on to a seventh place finish. I felt really good in this car tonight. This track was really racy, and it made up for last week at Indy. So hopefully I'm building a little bit of momentum and I can carry it on into I guess it's Pocono next Thursday and then Richmond after that.
That is
So
correct. Yep, that is correct.
so hopefully I build a little bit of momentum and just ride it from here on out. I'm starting to get a little used to these cars. Finally, I'm playing with some things, so I might have everything figured out. Finally, it took all what couple races, but it is what it is. I'm out here having fun. I enjoy it and enjoy talking to you guys up here in the booth. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I was rooting for you all race long. I was like, I saw you up there towards the top 5 at one point. I'm like, he just needs a real good, solid finish here. And man, we were rooting for you, hoping for a really good finish. And not too bad though. I mean, 7th place position. I know it's not the finish you want, but it's been solid compared to other nights where you're wrecked out or something like that. You know.
yeah, it's a big confidence builder for me, especially because I'm not very familiar with these next gen cars. I'm a dirt track guy, especially. That's where I do really good at. And then the trucks, I feel really good in the trucks, but these next gen cars are just they're so much different. I don't know what it is. Like they snap loose real easy, and but tonight was just a different ball game. Like I got loose a little bit a few times. I was able to correct it, but the car felt great. Towards the end, I started watching some of the other guys how they are running the outside, so I started backing up my corners with them. It was a learning experience. I saw what they were doing, so I tried running their line, and it seemed to work for me pretty good there at the end. I was able to hold on to seventh. Me and Tardif and Bryn George had a good run there towards the end. I know the 8 car came up at the end. I was worried that me and him were going to kind of touch because we got close there at the end, but we somehow didn't touch and avoided each other. So
Right. Yeah, it was interesting all race long watching you guys. There was lots of passes going on all race long, so it was fun to watch up here. But it looked like you guys had a lot of fun on track as well.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was happy. I started 11th. I think at one point I got up to maybe the top 6, maybe early on, and it was just so racy early on in the race, And then the end was really good too, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. Being able to put on a good show for the fans that are watching and whatnot. It was really fun to be up there with those guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good, like you said, good confidence booster. That's the finish you need to move on forward. And I know right now inside the playoffs, you're locked, not locked in, but you're inside in 7th place, which is a good, solid position to move forward in the playoffs. So, I mean, good day to get some points and move on forward from here. But yeah, good confidence booster for sure. I'm glad you got a good finish you were looking for.
Yeah, it makes me happy. My main goal now is just to stay in the playoffs. I mean, I'm not locked in, but I've got a good solid ground. If I can just show up week after week and just run my races, run my line, get some decent finishes here and there, just protect where I'm at. That way, when the playoffs do start, I'll get a good start to playoffs, hopefully. And just the biggest thing is getting out of the first round and advancing. So that's the goal, is to advance to the second round after the first round of the playoffs for me.
Right. Yep. Definitely. I hear you on that. I agree. Well, Marshall, we're probably going to head out here shortly. Thanks for talking with us. Just wanted to see how your race went, and it was good to see you out there and getting a solid top 10. And man, what a show from you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I want to give a shout out to David Galloway Jr. for doing a brand new paint scheme for me tonight. It's first time it actually hit the track. It just got done tonight, so it's first time it saw the track. Big shout out to him for giving me a good paint job on the car, and a couple of my buddies that chimed in and watched on YouTube, Artie Abbott and Troy Force and those guys. Big shout out to them. They follow me, watch week in and week out every Thursday night. So shout out to those guys also.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Well, thanks for talking with us, Marshall. Appreciate you. Always good to have you up here in the booth as well. And whenever you want to come back, you're more than welcome. It's always fun talking with you.
It might happen next week at Pocono. I don't know. I'll see how I do in practice. So we'll see what happens next week.
Right. Yeah, man, I'm terrible at Pocono. That's one race. I wish I was out there with you guys at Chicagoland, but Pocono, I never look forward to that track at all.
I've been there once. I think I was asleep before the race even started. So
yeah, I hear you on that.
All right. Have a good night, buddy.
All righty. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week, Marshall.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you.
All right. There you guys heard it from Marshall Dugan in the 45. All righty, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. We'll go back to our normal broadcasting booth up here. And I want to thank you all for watching here at Chicagoland Speedway. One of my favorite tracks. Have a lot to review after this one. Have some hurt feelings, some things to go over, some new members in the iRacing Fun League. Definitely going to have to review some of this race and some of the incidents. And let's go ahead and pull up the Cup schedule. So tonight we are under a makeup race from the 4th of July. We ended up moving the 4th of July race in Chicagoland. I don't know why we thought the 4th of July was a good day to run, but we moved that to today, which was July 25th. And we also have to make up Pocono. So Pocono will be next week, and we'll run that as our second makeup race because iRacing ended up being down that night. So that's the only reason why we missed Pocono. So we're on a 2-week bye in the real NASCAR Cup Series for the Olympics, and I hope you guys will enjoy that. But we will be back next Thursday at Pocono for a second makeup race, and then we'll follow back with the normal schedule here at Richmond on August 8th. So stay tuned for that. That is our current Cup schedule, and we'll pull up the points here one more time, guys, before we head on out. There you have Luke Mahone, who has your current points lead in the Cup Series, followed by Brandon Feather, David Galloway, Corey Goodall, Steve Moorman for the top 5 up there on screen. But there's your top 18, I believe, in points. And I think that's going to basically do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching us. We'll pull up that playoff thing one more time before we head out. There's your playoff standings before Chicago. We'll get that updated to you next week and go from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed tonight. Lots of stuff to go over. Hope you enjoyed all the double wide or 2 wide, 3 wide racing here at Chicagoland. Always seems like it puts on a good show. But we'll see you guys next week at Pocono. You guys have a good weekend. We're out. See you guys.